This trail camera eliminates the need to ever buy another AA battery. It has 2 camera lenses and 3 PIR sensors. It offers the Starlight Mode and is Wi-Fi capable. This is easily one of the best trail cameras I've ever tested, so you're going to want to stick around for my review of the Campark TC22. Welcome back to my channel. Today it's another trail camera review, and it's the Campark TC22. I'll do a quick unboxing and I'll give you my initial thoughts after seeing this camera for the first time, but then most importantly, I'm going to put this out into the woods and start collecting sample photos and videos to show you. I'll also go over many of the unique features that this trail camera offers. Campark in many ways is leading in the trail camera technology, so I'll show you some of those cutting edge features that this camera offers. Lots more straight ahead, but let's get into the unboxing. It is the Campark TC22, and of course, no more batteries. Inside the package, we do get a user's manual. The trail camera, we'll take a closer look at that in just a second. And we also get 2 tree straps and a USB cable. Let's take a closer look at the camera itself. Of course, you don't want to forget to take off all the protective coating on all the lenses and the PIR sensors. It does have an integrated solar panel on top of the camera, which is going to charge the internal battery. And when I say internal battery, that's because there is no place for batteries. This is a compartment that's screwed on there. You can't remove it, so there is no place to put in AA batteries anywhere on this camera. In fact, it has that built-in battery that should power up just by turning on the switch. Again, it has 2 latches here on the side. On the back, it has a place for security cables, and it's actually 2 different size holes there, depending on the size of your cable. Tree strap goes right there, and of course it does have a 1/4 mount on the bottom. This camera also features a charging port if you do choose external power, and it is 5 volts, which is unique to this trail camera. Not many trail cameras have the USB port as the charging port. This camera does feature dual camera lenses, one for the daytime and one for the nighttime. It has 3 PIR sensors, and again, don't forget to take off this coating. It will affect how the camera operates if you don't. It does have a place for a padlock, so if you want to put a padlock on there and keep the door from being opened and somebody stealing your SD card, it does require a full-size SD card. Right there in the bottom, and of course it does have all your navigation buttons and a rather large display screen, so you can play back videos and adjust the settings. So I fully charged that internal battery. Remember, this camera takes no AA batteries. I then placed the camera right here on my farm out into the woods to test the camera's capabilities. I put the camera on video mode and video and photo mode. I wanted both sample photos and sample videos, but I wanted to stress that every time the camera triggered, it either took a photo followed by a video, or I also ran it in just video mode. I wanted to do this to test that internal battery and the solar panel. With it full leaves right now in the late summertime, was it going to get enough sunlight to charge the internal battery plus operate the camera on video mode, which video mode takes the most power consumption of any other mode, especially videos at night. So right now I'm going to show you sample videos both daytime and nighttime. You can see what type of quality that this camera is able to produce. You can also see how well the camera can illuminate at nighttime. And then I'm going to bring you back and talk about some of the key features that this camera offers that virtually no other trail camera offers. So you're going to want to stick around for that. I'll give you my thoughts on the video quality, and I'll also show you some photos that this camera has taken. That'll be in my final thoughts. But first I want to talk about some key features that this camera offers. One of the features is it's called Starlight Mode. Now this Starlight feature is kind of hidden in the settings of this camera, but you have the option of going into the settings and enabling the Starlight Mode. Now, in short, this mode keeps the camera in the color mode for longer. You know, a lot of trail cameras, if you have it in a heavily wooded area, halfway through the morning or halfway through the afternoon, the camera is still on the night IR mode. Any photos or videos that the camera takes is simply too dark inside the woods, and the camera will be taking the black and white photos or videos. With this camera's dual lenses, it has a dedicated nighttime lens that has a lot larger aperture and allows this camera to take color photos or videos much longer than virtually any other trail camera. Now, as I already mentioned, you have the option in the settings to turn this option on or off, but I did test this option and I would put the camera on Starlight Mode. Now you can easily tell when the camera is on Starlight Mode because it gives an extra icon down at the bottom of the photo or video indicating that this camera is in Starlight Mode. In other words, even in low light situations, you can force this camera to be on color photos or videos. I personally like this option. I know with other trail cameras it can be a bit of annoyance for me when it's still 8, 9 in the morning and your camera's still taking black and white photos like it would be at nighttime. This camera eliminates that. You can turn on the Starlight Mode and get color photos or videos in dawn and dusk. Next, I want to talk about this camera's Wi-Fi capabilities. One of the features that I wanted to talk about is this camera's Wi-Fi capabilities. Now, there is some confusion on what that means, and I'm going to quickly discuss and hopefully clear all that up. This camera is capable of producing a Wi-Fi signal that you can log into with your smartphone. Your smartphone receives the Wi-Fi signal from the trail camera, and you can view a live view right here on your app on your cell phone. You can also go through the settings and change any of the camera settings right here through this Wi-Fi signal. You can also look at recorded photos or videos that are on the camera. This makes it a great option if you want a quick and fairly easy way to get photos from your camera to your cell phone. You can simply be within 40, maybe 50 feet from this trail camera. Use this Wi-Fi connection and transfer those photos and videos to your smartphone. Let's say you get a nice picture of a buck and you want to show your buddies. Some people struggle with how to get it from their trail camera to their cell phone. This Wi-Fi signal makes it quick and easy. Again, you can change the camera setting. You get a near live view when connected through this Wi-Fi connection. So setting up the camera is a breeze. You can simply turn this on, walk in front of the camera and get it positioned just right. Now, what are any downsides or cons to this Wi-Fi capability? Well, a lot of people believe they can get this camera, put it in their backyard where they have Wi-Fi signal from their home, and they can connect to this camera through their home's Wi-Fi. This camera cannot connect to any other Wi-Fi. In fact, like I already mentioned, this camera produces the Wi-Fi. Think of it as a mini router. This camera produces Wi-Fi that your phone connects to. This trail camera cannot connect to any other Wi-Fi source. It will not and cannot. It also cannot automatically send you photos or videos as it's taking it. Even if you have it in an area that there's Wi-Fi signal, that means nothing. It cannot send you photos or videos automatically. You have to be within 40, maybe 50 feet of this camera in order to connect your cell phone to the Wi-Fi that the camera is producing in order to transfer those photos or videos. So you can transfer them manually by connecting through the app. It cannot automatically send you photos or videos. In my testing, I'm in the best case scenario, wide open field, no obstructions whatsoever, and I'm approximately 50 feet away from the trail camera. That's about the max distance I was able to connect to this Wi-Fi. The last feature that I'll touch on before giving my final thoughts is this camera's built-in lithium battery along with this integrated solar panel on top of the camera. I was impressed. As I already mentioned, I ran this camera on video mode all the time. I have hundreds of videos from this trail camera in a wooded setting, and this internal battery and solar panel was able to keep after. This camera was not in 100% sunlight along a field edge somewhere. I ran it in several different locations in the woods to see if this camera could hold up to video mode. As you know, I love running my cameras on video mode, and this internal battery and solar panel kept up and did a great job. In fact, on the bottom of the video, it actually gives what the battery strength is, and I think 80% was as low as I saw this camera. Most times it was 85 to 95% battery life, just with this small solar panel and the built-in battery. So an awesome feature with this camera is that you will never buy a single AA battery, and although the initial cost is a little higher than some trail cameras, in the long run the cost savings from never buying a battery, well, it makes the initial price look pretty affordable. Well, it is time for my final thoughts, the pros and cons as I see it after actually using this trail camera. Spoiler alert, I love this trail camera. It has performed flawlessly for me. I am impressed with its photo and video quality, both daytime and nighttime. At nighttime, it has crystal clear photos and videos, great illumination from side to side and for a long distance out from the trail camera. So no matter if you're putting this in a wooded situation or out along a field edge, this camera is going to give you maximum coverage. You're going to not only see what's happening at nighttime, you're going to get a crystal clear photo or video. The daytime photos and videos were just as good in my opinion. I could not be more pleased with the photo and video quality that this camera offers. Another positive is its dual lenses. It gives you that Starlight Mode because it has a dedicated nighttime lens and a dedicated daytime lens. Now you can choose to turn that Starlight feature on or off, but I turn it on. I want color photos and videos for the maximum amount of time that I can. So I like that feature. Now another positive with those dual lenses, it virtually eliminates any chance of noise that this camera would make. Many other cameras that have a single lens, they have to have an IR filter that flips down at nighttime. So the camera sits there, if it's going to take a nighttime photo or video, an IR lens physically flips in front of the lens in order to get the proper nighttime photo or video. This camera offers the dual lenses, and so that eliminates any moving parts with IR filters. So that's another positive with this camera. There's no clicking noises when it switches from daytime to nighttime. Another positive is this camera solar panel. Now I already touched on it, but I'll quickly reiterate how much I enjoy this solar panel and the built-in battery. No batteries ever needed for that trail camera. How great is that? Another interesting feature with this camera and its solar panel and internal battery, inside the case of the camera it has an indicator whether the solar panel is charging the internal battery or not. This makes it great in a location that you're going to mount the camera. You can simply open up the camera and see if it's receiving a charge. Now it does not need 100% sunlight in order to start indicating that there's a charge. You can simply see that with that indicator inside the camera. Now no solar panel is magic, and the more sunlight you can get the better, but from my experience operating this camera in the woods, you do not need 100% sunlight in order to charge this internal battery enough to operate it on video mode. The TC22 also has excellent audio quality when you operate the camera on video mode. In my opinion, many camera manufacturers overlook this, and they'd spent very little time and effort into getting a quality microphone on their trail camera. Great job on this Campark camera. It has excellent audio, so you can hear exactly what's going on, whether it's just ambient sounds at daytime or nighttime, or an animal walking past this camera. Not only will you see what's happening on video mode, you'll hear what's happening loudly and clearly. Now, are there any cons or things that I would change if I could with this trail camera? So far, I've been acting like it's the perfect trail camera and the best that I've ever used. Well, it is nearly one of the best trail cameras I've ever used, but there are a couple of small things that I've noticed. Nothing that's a deal breaker. One would be the plastic latches on the side. This camera has 2 plastic latches, pretty standard for a lot of trail cameras. It's just not my personal preference. In fact, depending on the angle that you have this camera mounted onto the tree, when you go to shut the lid on the trail camera, the latches are actually stuck inside. Again, very minor, but it's a bit of annoyance. You simply have to open up the lid back up, pull those latches out in order to close it. The only other thing that I'll mention as a possible con is this camera's only offered in a low glow setup. It has the 850 nighttime IR, so that means humans, if you're looking directly at this camera at nighttime, it has 2 low glow illuminators. This camera is not offered in the no glow. Now, I personally don't have a lot of issues with animals spooking with this camera. In fact, I've been showing you a lot of sample photos and videos. No issues with spooking game, but if you want to use this camera as security, it may not be the best option, because if you look directly at the camera, the human can see a very faint red glow from those 2 nighttime IRs. So those were my final thoughts. As you can tell, a pretty long list of positive things, just a couple of things that I nitpicked on with this camera, but I love this camera. Now, is this camera for everyone? Well, probably not. It's definitely at a higher price point than some other trail cameras, but remember, if you're looking for a top-end trail camera that's going to deliver excellent photos or videos, keep in mind you're never going to have to buy batteries, so you get to factor in that savings. It makes this camera definitely more affordable. Now, is it the type of camera you're going to buy half a dozen of them and just hang them on public land? No, probably not, especially with its price point. But if you are looking for quality photos and videos, high performance with that solar panel and the built-in battery, you do get that Wi-Fi capabilities, so you can transfer those photos or videos relatively easy to your phone. When you figure all that in, this camera does have its place. I would put this camera up against virtually any other trail camera on the market as far as quality and being able to operate this camera without ever buying batteries. So lots of positives. Don't forget that Starlight Mode. I like that. Hardly any other trail camera is going to offer that at this point. So Campark's definitely leading the way. I'll place a link down in the description if you want more information. Maybe you would like to purchase one of these for yourself. It's an affiliate link, so I get a commission if you do decide to purchase this camera, and that commission helps me continue to bring reviews just like this. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Please put them down in the comment section. I enjoy hearing from you, and I really do try and get back to each and every one of you. I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.